Hey guys, well then today I'm back with another tutorial. So this episode we're gonna be making a player who is going to be able to jump around and move around the map, collide with other tiles and things like that. So let's get into it. So first of all we need to go in our preloader file and load in our player. So I'm going to link an image in the description of a tile of a sprite sheet of a player. Right, so once you've downloaded that, put it in your assets folder and then do this. So this.load.spritesheet, Phaser has a command which can do to automatically load spreadsheets, sheet ID player, assets player, .png, we've done this before, and then we need to specify the size of each frame. So for this spreadsheet it's going to be 24 and then 26. It's 24 by 26 each frame. There are 9 frames, but there's one more value we can do here. But since the PNG is filled up with frames, we don't need to include any blank frames. You can look more into that in the documents, into the docs of Phaser. So next, we can go in our level 1 directory, and in here we're going to need to set some variables. The first one we're going to need to do is var player, which is going to be a reference to our player, var controls, which is going to be an array, which is going to hold all of our controls. Var player speed is going to be the speed of which our character is moving, and then var jump time, which is the space in between each jump. It's going to be 0 at the moment. We can change that while we are actually jumping. So first thing we need to do is do some physics work. So we need to set a global gravity. So the way you do that is this.physics.arcade.gravity.y. Yes. 1400. I think that's the best number we will at the moment. It creates almost realistic gravity. So, right. Next, we're going to need to access our map and make some collidable tiles. So the way we can do that is map.set collision between 0 and 2. So, what this going to do is it's going to make tile at index 0, 1, and 2 collidable. Now, I have a different tile set, but if you use the original one, you should use 0, 0, 0, 1, whatever, just to make the black tile collidable. But since I'm using a different tile set, which I'll show you, it has 3 collidable tiles. So just put it to 0, 0 if you're using the... so something like this, if you're using the old tile set from my old tutorial. But for me, I'm going to set it to 0, 2. Right. Sorry about that. Still sick. Right, now we're going to need to actually set up our own player. So the way we do that is player equals this.add.sprite at position 100x and position y 560, and with the ID player. Right. So then we're going to need to set an anchor, the usual, set to 0.5, 0.5, the middle of the character. Right, now we're going to need to add some animations. So the way you do that is access player.animations.add. Then we're going to need an ID. This one's going to be idle. Then we can need to specify the frames that it's in. So this would be in an array 0 and 1. The first 2 frames are idle frames. And then we need to specify frames per second number. For this, I'm just going to do 1. And then the last Boolean value is if it's looping. So if you don't want it to loop, you can set it to false. But since we do want it to loop, we can set it to true. True, yes. Okay, then we need a different animation. We can just copy paste this 3 times. As jump, we have a jump animation, which is on the third, so it's a second. Going to need that, yep. And then one more, which is the run animation, which is going to be frames 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can do a 7 FPS, right? And it's looping. Right, now we need to enable physics on the player, so the way we do that is this.physics.arcade. Whoops, arcade. Enable player. Right. Then we need to make our game camera follow the player. The way we do that is this dot camera dot follow player. Right, that was easy. And then we need to collide world bounds with the player, so if the player goes onto the side of the screen, he won't just go through it. So the way we do that is player dot body dot collide world bounds with a capital world bounds equals true. Right, now we need to specify our controls. So the way we do that is controls equals and then open brackets, put a semicolon. Okay, the way you can do that is, okay, we want our left value. Actually, honestly, right first, because I want to show something later. So we do the this dot input dot keyboard dot add key phaser dot keyboard dot a, and then we do a comma after that, and then we can just copy paste this 2 times, and we can do left and up for a jump. For left we can do A, for right we can do D, for up we can do W. Right. Get rid of all these extra spaces. Alright. So down in our update function now, we need to make the player actually collide with the layer that we set. So the way that is this dot physics dot arcade dot collide player and layer. That rhymes. No, okay. Right, and now we need to actually make the player respond to what the player is what the user is pressing. So do we do that if controls dot up actually yes, if controls dot up is down, yes, okay, player dot animations dot play jump. Right, so if the player presses up, then he's going to jump, play the animation jump. Next we can do if controls the left dot is down, actually let's do right first. We're going to need to run the run animation, animations dot play run. And then we need to set a scale so that he's facing right. Scale dot set to 1, 1. That's the standard. Player.body.velocity. Now we need to actually make him move. Then we do that as player.velocity. Player.body.velocity.x, and then we need to minus that by player speed. Then we're going to need to do the same thing, but on the left. We can just copy paste the right statement and change this with left. Play run, yes, and then change scale set to 1, the x value onto -1, so he actually scales to the left. So it looks like he's facing to the left. And then instead of wait, no, here we should do plus. Sorry, my mistake. So this is moving to the right and this is moving to the left. Right. Next we need to do the last thing, which is jumping, which is a bit more complex. So now we can do if controls dot up dot is down, so if he presses up, and if player dot body dot on floor, I think floor, yes. So if he's touching with the tile map on the bottom, I guess, or player dot body dot touching down, so if he's touching down on the canvas or the bounds. Right, and this dot time dot now jump timer. So if the player's pressing the W button and he is touching the ground, and if the timer is 0, then we can jump. Player dot body dot velocity dot y equals did we set the jump height? No, we didn't. Okay, that's okay. We just say -600. Alright, next we need to set up a jump timer, so we reset it every time we jump. This dot time dot now plus 750. Right, so now if we actually run the game, which should be here. Reset. Right, so, hang on, let me get a game up. There we go. So as you can see, if you press one key, the player won't actually stop, which is very tricky. I mean, it's very fun, first of all. It's very weird. But the way we fix that, which we forgot, or I just left out, you know now. Alright, the way we can fix that is go up in our update function, and right below our collide function, we can do player.body.velocity.x equals 0. So every frame it sets it to 0, so he doesn't actually slide. Now if we save that and run the game again, we should have a nicely walking character, and if you press W you should be able to jump, colliding with other tiles. And yep, that's it. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's in the description, Newgrounds and everything. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.